Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our market leading stocks for the coming session. This is going to be for Monday, February 10th, 2014. Got a very strong session going today, especially with the NASDAQ side of the market. NASDAQ side's doing twice the performance of the Dow side, and I think we're going to see that reflected in the scans today. Right in front of us now are the NASDAQ leaders. The predominant theme here is upside CPS conditions for most of them. So we're having a real strong day here, and they're leaving us with upside CPS signals for most of the NASDAQ heavyweights. A couple of things sticking out. There's a couple of deviations too. We've got open-close deviations to the upside in Baidu, Biogen, and Broadcom, and we also have one in Netflix. Netflix is just ripping today. Netflix also has a VWAP deviation, meaning they're still bidding for it and holding it well above the VWAP into the close. We've got that same VWAP deviation also persistent in Biogen. A couple downside indications. Apple's got a contra candle, so I would keep that on the list, the short list for Monday. If we do start to come in, we've got a sell signal in Amazon and also Broadcom. Moving on to the financials, definitely a different look than the NASDAQ side. The broad market is definitely not as strong overall. No real decent buy indications here from the financials, and in fact there's a couple sells. We've got a contra candle set up in JP Morgan. We've got an RPS candle in ICE, and Bank of America has been flirting with one here for the last few minutes. Moving on to the energy patch. A couple of buys here. Valero's and ExxonMobil both have upside CPS conditions. Valero, admittedly a very volatile stock, is 2.5% above the day's open. Got contra candles to the downside in PBR and BTU. We've got a volume deviation in Chesapeake CHK. That one's almost got a VWAP deviation, but not quite, so keep an eye on that one. As far as the generals go, we're kind of mixed. You know, the real universal appetite for risk on is more in the NASDAQ patch, but we do have quite a few number of upside CPS signals for the broad market. No downside CPSs, but we do have a couple of RPSs and a couple of contra candles. Got a volume deviation in Disney. Best Buy is really strong today, above the 3% above the day's open, but no other deviations really sticking out. The only thing that might qualify is going to be Pfizer with maybe an open-close deviation. Take a look at the housing members. Lowe's is putting up a contra candle. That one could turn around for Monday, and Toll Brothers trading some really good volume. As far as the transports, kind of sloppy action, mostly RPSs to the downside, which means they're pulling off the highs, at least enough to indicate that the buying is starting to dry up in that patch. Commodities are actually pretty strong, so it's kind of across the board bidding. The oil services and the oil names aren't so strong. A little better price action out of some of the precious metals names. Silver Wheaton has an upside CPS. Keep an eye on that one. That one's starting to get pretty extended on the daily chart. That one's 3% above the day's open. Double G, also upside CPS, and so does Newmont. So definitely the gold miners are and the silver stocks are pretty strong. Mosaic and U.S. Steel both have contra candles to the downside, but neither of those are on big volume. All right, folks. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.